Wow, if you haven't heard, Moment has updated their entire line of mobile lenses. They're calling them Mobile Lenses 2, and these are the T-Series mount. And today I want to look at one specific lens, a brand new lens. They haven't had this one before. That's their SuperTele, which is a 2x teleconverter. Before we get into it, you may know I released a movie last year called Casey Makes a Mixtape, and it's now streaming for free on Tubi. It's an 80s throwback movie I wrote and directed about a kid trying to finish her mixtape during the summer of 1981. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, there's a link in the description. If you follow my channel, then you know that I have covered pretty much every brand's super telephoto. They all have different names, but they all pretty much do the same thing, and some are better than others. This particular one from Moment is a 2x teleconverter. Other brands also have 3x and more. I think there's even a 4x out now. But the original 2x teleconverter that's probably still my favorite, to be honest, was the Reflex 240mm. From there, pretty much every major brand came out with their own version. And now I'm glad to see that Moment added one too, because it is a lens that I go to quite a bit. And it gives you unique images, whether photo or video, that don't look like they're coming from an iPhone. And since this is a brand new lens and a brand new design, I am going to do a little bit of an unboxing here. The artwork looks good, the boxes are nice, they've got this red touch now. On the back, they've got some instructions. Bring the far away closer. It's a nice simple design that does fit with the Moment look, the Moment feel. And you pop the box out. And it folds open. Moment has always included these getting started cards, and I do like that, especially for people that are new to using lenses. It talks about how you mount them. The lens comes with a little protective bag that you can also use as a lens cleaner. These are a microfiber material, I'm pretty sure, and they do work to clean the lens. And then the lens itself is in here as well, of course. And I'm noticing the red Moment logo there on the side, which I do like because it will help you differentiate these from the previous lenses. Although again, this one's a brand new, they've never had a super telephoto, but all the other lenses have a similar design, I'm pretty sure. And then it has a rubber cap. And the lens itself is very small, remarkably small, especially for a 2x teleconverter. And as a reminder, this lens fits on the telephoto lens of your iPhone. This does not fit on the main sensor. So this extends the 4x or the 8x on your iPhone up to 2x. So the 100mm becomes a 200mm, and the 200mm becomes a 400mm. There is no back cap, which a lot of these lenses don't come with them, but I did want to note that. And then on this side, it actually does say 2x because it is a 2x teleconverter. And I mentioned the reflex lens at the beginning, and that's what this is. This is the reflex 240mm, and then here is the new Moment. And let me take the caps off so you can really see side by side. They're super close. They're very, very similar in size. And the reflex does have a back cap. I'll take that off. So the reflex is ever so slightly taller, ever so slightly. And then as far as weight, we'll go with the reflex first. And it's a very light lens. It's 92 grams. And now the Moment, 88 grams. So I can only assume that Moment is trying to be the smallest, lightest version on the market, which I believe they are, at least the ones I have. Reflex has had that crown, but now Moment takes that easy to carry with you, easy to drop in a bag, and then also light on your actual phone. And just to show it, here is the Sandmark 2x. They call it a 48 millimeter. So the Sandmark is what, 10, 15% bigger, and it also weighs more. By the way, I'm not saying the Sandmark is big, it's not. These are relatively small lenses, all things considered. But the Moment is definitely the smallest and lightest I've used so far. Now I'm in my backyard for the pool sign test I do with all lenses. And this is on the iPhone 100 millimeter, the 4x. So it's a 200 millimeter equivalent, and it looks good. And then here is the iPhone 8x with the Moment lens, so a 400 millimeter equivalent. And there is some subtle edge glow on the bright side, but that's not uncommon with these type of teleconverters, and it's really minor, really subtle, and it's only on the 8x. And so overall, I think it looks pretty good. And another thing Moment has updated are their lens filter mounts. And so now they just fit over the end of the lens and you can put on any kind of filter. Similar to what they had before, but this is an updated version. So essentially they're like step-up rings. They go on the lens, depending on which lens you're using, and then you can put a filter on there. And it's for a 67 millimeter mount filter. So for this lens, they've got this particular adapter, and if you grab the lens, it won't fit on there automatically. You've actually got to take this one little lens hood piece off, unscrew it, and then put that where it was. And now you've got a filter mount, and it's really secure. That's one thing I do like. They're not sliding over or just clipping on, they're actually screwing on, at least to this lens. And that way too, you're using screw-on filters you already own, or you can buy them from Moment or whoever. They're not proprietary, and they're also not magnetic. Magnetic can be fine, I like magnetic, but it's also nice to have screw-on, especially because if you're a filmmaker or photographer, you likely already own a bunch. Maybe a year ago or so, I had heard Moment was getting out of the mobile lens world. They weren't gonna really pursue that anymore. They were gonna follow filters and that kind of thing, but it turns out that was wrong. And I'm glad, because Moment was one of the OG lens makers. Them and Moondog Labs were some of the first lenses I ever got, and I've always been a fan. And the new SuperTele photo here, I'm really liking. I would say it's comparable to all the ones on the market. I will do some more technical side-by-side testing in the future to really look at the sharpness and such. But according to Moment, the new mobile lens 2 are sharper edge to edge and give more clarity. And I'll be doing more videos in the future on the rest of their lineup, so let me know in the comments if there's a particular lens you want me to look at. But otherwise, yeah, if you're in the Moment ecosystem and you're looking for a super telephoto, then I do like their new one. And if you'd like to get one, I've got a link in the description. Thanks for watching.